What's good? What's gravy? What's wavy, baby? It's your boy, and I'm back at the review business once again. I've got a gem for you to check out. If you enjoy a true blockbuster experience in the theaters, then go find Godzilla Minus One. I'm going to break down the movie, and there will probably be some mild spoilers, but nothing crazy. The film takes place as World War II is coming to an end. Right off the bat, this movie did some interesting things I enjoyed. We get introduced to our main character, and I will offend or butcher with my pronunciation of these names, but here goes nothing. Koichi Shikishima. He's coming in for a landing, and we learn he's a kamikaze pilot who said, "There's no I in kamikaze." He's not proud of himself, and when he gets back to his home, which was annihilated and quote-unquote everybody is dead, he gets repeatedly shamed for not killing himself and dying in war. This is just a crazy thought, but this must have been a not-so-uncommon occurrence during World War II. So immediately we get the direct comparison to Godzilla's destructive power when compared to the US dropping nukes on Japan. Even their city is essentially always in ruin. It's just, they're living in shacks and it's just miserable. It just took me back to what life in Nagasaki and Hiroshima probably was like post-World War II. Very, very haunting to think about. So this theme is what gave this movie so much weight for me. This Godzilla is not a defender of humanity. He has become death, destroyer of worlds. The first time he uses atomic breath, it wasn't just it cuts up whatever it hit. It was an atomic explosion. And when you see the debris flying everywhere, all I could think was, damn, this is what a disaster would have been like, because you're really still grounded with Noriko and Shikishima. A really big difference between Godzilla Minus One and the MonsterVerse with Kong now is that this film was about the people who were trying to survive the worst times in their life. And the MonsterVerse, we just kind of want to see giant CGI creatures kill each other. We get what we asked for. In this film, the characters have so much tension too. Our main character, Shikishima, played by Kamiki Ryonosuke, does a fantastic job. After he gets home, he essentially gets kind of guilted into taking care of a young woman and her baby. We come to find out the baby isn't even hers. A mother was dying, so she handed her baby and told her to survive. Again, these stories just feel grounded in reality to me, which made it that much heavier. This could have happened in real life. Noriko is the young woman. She's played by Minami Hamabe, who also does a great job. These two actors end up doing a lot of emotional work in this movie. PTSD, extreme anxiety, and depression, they are not afraid to show the trauma of everything they are experiencing and talking about it. I love this. My favorite part of this movie was that it was $15 million to produce. That's right, guys, just $15 million to produce. This has been my biggest gripe with Hollywood since, the second Transformers movie. How do I say this? If you build a house for $500,000, you can't sell it for $250,000, right? You're going to lose money. So you got to start the bidding at like $1 million and hope that someone is really interested. They can work their way down. Now, if you build a beautiful home for like $250K, if it's really well done, that shit could still sell for $1 million. But you have less mental stress because hitting $250K is easier than making up that $500K initial investment. I didn't know any of these actors, and it didn't matter. I didn't want to see Millie Bobby Brown running around hacking stuff or some other little smart-mouth big-name Hollywood star. A really good, compelling story simply needs talented actors, and paying up is not necessary anymore. YouTube and these social media sites are really showing the cream is not always at the top. So you save money on cast. The sets were all pretty simple, however, everything looked authentically 1940s and 50s era. Nothing was out of place. The soundtrack was, of course, amazing. The original Godzilla score just has to be one of the best ever. That dun, 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 dun. It's just so badass, man. And one thing I noticed in the theater, as they prepare for their final battle with Godzilla, after a rousing speech about how Japan is on their own, there'll be no help from outsiders like the US, even though Japan doesn't have much military equipment anymore, everybody is fired up because they understand this is their moment to save Japan, to save everyone and everything they love. They must fight and survive. We cut to them getting ready to execute their plan. That Godzilla theme comes on, and man, I was fired up to go fight. As I looked around, I could see a bunch of heads bopping to the music too. I was like, damn, everybody is feeling this. So honestly, the last aspect for this is effects, and that's the only place you see signs this movie cost only $15 million to make. Editing effects were the only areas that had any room for critique, really, but that's a perfectly fair trade for a great story. And that's not to say the effects were bad, not at all. Just little things like when he stepped into the bay, I was half expecting him to kind of sink and slide because the soil under there would be so saturated and soft, but no, we see the same robotic march into the sea. Again, that's fine. I think I'll leave it here for now. There's a lot more to discuss on this movie, but I will save that for another video. I think for right now, I'm giving this movie an 8.5 out of 10. It's a perfect blockbuster with deep themes, a ton of heart, well-timed comedic moments, and a wonderful cast. Do yourself a favor and go see this one in the theaters. You won't be disappointed. Until next time, guys. Deuces. Bam, 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 bam. You see my posters? Dun, 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 dun. Dun, dun, dun.